The car was already falling when Eric Halverson realized he was still alive. The guardrail was gone. The headlights spun uselessly through white air. Below him, nothing but darkness and rock. In the split second before the world should have ended, Eric felt something impossible. The car slowed. Not skidded, not bounced. Held, as if the night itself had reached up and refused to let him die. The storm had arrived without warning, the kind of winter weather Norwegians respected but rarely feared. Snow thickened the air as Eric Halverson guided his aging sedan along the mountain road outside Åndalsnes. Hands steady on the wheel, jaw clenched with quiet focus. "Just get home," he muttered to himself. Eric was not a man given to superstition. He trusted tires, traction, logic. He trusted weather reports and his own judgment. He did not trust feelings, signs, or the way Ingrid had hesitated when he grabbed his keys. "Stay," she'd said softly, standing in the doorway. "The storm feels wrong." He'd smiled, kissed her forehead. "I'll be back before it gets bad." Now the storm was very bad. Wind slammed into the car's side, rocking it like a warning shove. Snow erased the road's edges. The world narrowed to headlights and instinct. Then the back tires slipped. Eric corrected. Too late. The car fishtailed, tires screaming against ice. The guardrail loomed, then vanished entirely as the sedan burst through rusted metal and empty air rushed up to meet him. "No!" The word never finished. Gravity took over. Time fractured. The car did not plunge the way Eric expected. There was no violent drop, no crushing impact. Instead, there was a sensation, wrong and unmistakable. Resistance. The seatbelt bit into his chest as the vehicle tilted downward, nose first, but slowed, until it felt as though the air itself had thickened. Eric's breath came in ragged gasps. His hands were still on the wheel. "I'm still here," he whispered. Outside, the ravine yawned beneath him. Jagged rock, frozen river far below. But the car had not reached it. Somehow, impossibly, it rested on a narrow shelf of snow no wider than the hood. And yet, something else. A pressure, not mechanical, not snow. Support. Eric felt it along the underside of the car, like a presence bracing the fall. He squeezed his eyes shut, heart hammering. "I don't understand," he said aloud. In the silence that followed, the storm eased, just enough. And that was when he saw them. Two vast shadows beneath the windshield's edge, curved and outstretched, darker than night, but defined, deliberate. They did not touch the ground. They touched him. Then, nothing. The pressure lifted. The world snapped back into motion. The car settled fully onto the snow shelf, rocking once before stopping. Alive. Morning revealed what the night had hidden. Officer Jonas Cavalli stood at the ravine's edge, brow furrowed, scanning the impossible angle of Eric's car. The sedan sat intact on a ledge that physics insisted should not exist. "No debris," Jonas muttered. "No slide marks." Rescue crews lowered ropes, disbelief thick in the air. When they reached Eric, they found him conscious, shaking, uninjured beyond a bruised shoulder and raw knuckles. "How did you land like this?" Jonas asked. Eric swallowed. "I didn't land." Snow beneath the car bore strange impressions, two wide arcs pressed deep and symmetrical, as if something enormous had knelt there briefly. The crew exchanged glances. No one laughed. Eric returned home 2 days later. Ingrid said nothing at first, just held him longer than usual. That night, as he slept, she traced the faint bruise on his shoulder. "You were spared," she whispered. He didn't argue. Weeks passed. Investigators closed the case. "Unusual conditions," they wrote. "Rare snow compression." But Eric could not forget the feeling. Not rescue. Intervention. He began stopping at the ravine on his commute. The snow melted, but the rock beneath showed faint scouring, two curved marks no one could explain. He stopped sleeping through the night. He started listening. Spring came. The road reopened. Eric drove it once, slowly. At the place where the guardrail had failed, he pulled over, stepped into the wind, and closed his eyes. "I don't know why," he said quietly, "but thank you." The wind shifted, not sharply, gently, like an answer. He left flowers there once a year after that, never told the full story, never needed to. Some things are not meant to be proven, only remembered. Some escapes defy explanation, because explanation was never the point. Eric Halvorsen didn't survive because of luck or skill or chance. He survived because something unseen decided his story was not finished. Maybe it was an angel. Maybe it was fate. Maybe it was a mercy we only feel in the moment we should have died. If this story made you pause, consider this. What unseen hands may have held you without you ever knowing? If you've experienced something you can't explain, share it in the comments. Like, follow, and share Lanes and Lanterns for more true stories of fate, timing, and quiet miracles.